He saw the whole darn thing and didn't realize he caused the accident. We're here with our next installment of Did You Know? I'm Matt from Satellite Investigations. I'm talking about some of the cases we have worked on in the past, some of the interesting field work, investigative work, research, to really give you an understanding of what an investigator does and how we solve problems. Well, let me give you the context of this particular case. There was an accident that took place in Manhattan on a roadway that has a lot of traffic, a lot of bus traffic, and an individual had been crossing the street, an elderly individual with a cane, and he happened to get run over by a bus. But he wasn't run over by the front of the bus or even the side of the bus. He was kind of run over by the back of the bus. It was one of these buses that had two parts to it, like an accordion. So this bus was making a right-hand turn, and the back part of the bus had caught this individual as they were crossing the street under one of the rear tires, and he suffered a really significant injury. So I was tasked with going to figure out what happened, right? Go take photos, take measurements, really get an understanding of the intersection, look for cameras, canvass for witnesses, really find that solution as to what happened. And while I was out on site, I noticed a bus pull over to the side of the road. I saw the driver get out of the bus, go across the street into a Starbucks. And maybe about 10 minutes later, the bus driver came back over with a cup of coffee in his hand. He decided to come over to me and say, "Hey, are you here about that accident that happened here recently with the gentleman that was hit by the bus?" I said, "Well, yeah, actually I am. What do you know about it?" He said, "I saw the whole thing." I said, "You saw the whole thing? What can you tell me about it?" But he pulled his bus over to the side of the road. He went into a Starbucks to get his coffee like he does every day when he's got his break at like 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. He came back to the bus and he was sitting on his bus idling, saw the whole accident happen. The bus that was pulled over into the right-hand lane was blocking the right turn only traffic. So one of the other buses, the accordion bus, had to go around this particular bus and then make a turn, a right-hand turn to head up north. Well, the driver, because it was a wide-angle turn, did not see the pedestrian crossing the street, and unfortunately the back part of the bus hit the individual and caused significant injuries. So this particular driver didn't realize that by parking on the side of the road there, he actually created the condition that caused the accident. I asked him if he'd be willing to give a statement to what he saw, and he was agreeable. And it turns out he was getting ready to retire from the bus company. He said he'd give us whatever we needed. Sometimes you get situations like that. You just get lucky when you go out to a site. So if you're an attorney, if you have a personal injury case, sometimes you want to wait. You want to see what the insurance declaration is before you spend money on investigations. That is not the way to approach these. The way to approach a situation like this is to get somebody out as soon as you possibly can. Have them canvass, have them look for witnesses, have them look for video. All that information is time sensitive. Sometimes by the time you get a declaration as to what a policy is, all that fruitful information is gone and you're not going to be able to recover it. One of the things that we really excel at Satellite Investigations is having the ability to go and recover these particular videos, having familiarity with the drivers and how systems work, and basically have the ability to develop rapport, to interview witnesses and to get statements. It's really such an important part of the case. We had a huge victory recently where there was a $25,000 policy that was offered on a particular case, and because of the video that we recovered, the insurance company automatically tendered another $250,000, right? So you get two stories for the price of one here. Did you know how investigators doing site investigations can add value to your case? www.satellitepi.com. Contact us if you have a case you want us to work on, and get us out there and help us get that extra recovery for you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode.